and it was...
Save it for the...
What?
Save it for the audience. Hey there, welcome to Insomniac. Mother. This is what I get for having Marcus on the show. No, we love having Marcus on the show. Hello, everyone. Sorry about the delay. We were literally like pressing the go live button, and the computer blue screened of death, and then Windows installed updates, and we're 10 minutes behind schedule. Apparently, we haven't gotten all the gremlins out of here from the holiday season.
It's true.
My name's James Stevenson, Community Director here at Insomniac Games. We're playing Resistance 3 today.
Hell yeah.
And with me on the couch, I have the one, the only, the Creative Director of Resistance 3, Marcus Smith.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you, Internet.
And I know we had told you on Monday you're going to have Swole Adam here, but Swole Adam was taken down by a bug and is sick. So, we bring the bearded designing champion, Brian Mathison, who's a senior designer here working on Spider-Man at Insomniac Games. But Resistance 3 is the first game he ever worked on as a designer and did design work for. And so he's in here to play some Resistance 3 with us.
By the way, just so you know, Brian. Oh, well, first of all, Internet. We literally just grabbed Brian like a minute ago. Walked over and said, hey, got this thing. And he went, my fans need me. Flew on in. The important thing you need to know is these cameras aren't real. There's nobody watching. We just do this for James to make him feel better about himself.
But I thought we were already going for like 10 minutes, and apparently this has not been broadcast.
It's not even
No, it was not broadcasting that whole time. Sorry.
It's not even a real thing. It never will be. It's just for him. It's
so
for
let's
James.
do it again.
So,
welcome!
Yep, this is great. Welcome back. So bugs in the PC, bugs in Swole Atom, no bugs in the game that we didn't wave. And if you remember, if you were watching our previous streams, if you haven't watched those, you can go check them out. We have streamed the whole game up to this point, and all those past videos are on our video log. But we were just boarding a train that we had helped people. And
we beat Satan.
Killed Satan.
And now we're moving on. Now we're about to go onto the train that Gene Rose and what's his name, Rose, helped us. And now you're going to see how Malakoff is awesome. Of course, we can barely hear it. So.
That's all right.
We have subtitles though.
Oh, okay, good. John Rose?
At least you know what's going on.
John Rose?
I don't know.
Billy
Ed
Rose?
Harris.
No.
I always think of him as Ed Harris because that's how we cast him. We wanted an Ed Harris-like character.
Give me Ed Harris.
Exactly.
I always love casting.
Give me a single scale Ed Harris.
The casting stuff is always my favorite, and it's like the worst video game leak shit too. Like comes out of like casting directives when you like say who you want.
We need Senor Spelbergo. Joseph. Come on,
I made
Brian,
many
you
poor
know you
choices
want
in my life. Cloven, Daedalus,
Little Malakoff.
Malakoff, you've done.
made many poor choices in my life. Cloven, Daedalus. He almost go like Jewish or something. Cloven, Daedalus.
I can't.
All the things that I've done.
Strangely, we cast Malakoff as future Brian. We said, imagine this young man as an old man. And then they did it perfectly.
I like the World War II Russian kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, that's right. You have a certain Russian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've even had like old Russian posters up.
Oh.
Back when I had a wall. I don't have a wall.
You don't have
We
a wall
used to
anymore?
be, remember Mixtape Club? And you would always bring in the Russian choir.
Oh, you mean by your
the Red
desk?
Army Choir.
The Red
Yeah.
I thought you
Choir.
meant at home.
No, I
No,
still
in
have
Oh,
his
you don't
a
life.
have a wall at home. I was like, wow. Like,
But I'm not like, hey, this is my home. I'm going to put up these Russian army.
It was.
Like, that'd be kind of weird.
I was like, hey, dude, that's cool. If that's your aesthetic. I mean,
But like, look up the Red Army Choir because they're fantastic.
Yeah, they are good.
And they recently all died in a plane crash. And like everything in Russia, of course, somebody murdered the entire Red Army Choir. But you know, they recycle. It's not like it's the same guys.
dude,
from
you
World
better
War II.
sing this. You better not sing that song that makes fun of Putin if you want to stick around.
That's
Well,
why you get killed.
I don't call him Putin for one.
Well, there you
Should
go.
I?
You should. By the way, Murder Palace
We have
says that
two-
to let Marcus know that Ray from PlayStation says hello. Is that Ray or is Ray on a movie? Because I heard Ray was on a movie.
Well,
Whatever.
maybe-
But we love Ray. Ray Gutierrez is a good friend.
Maybe that is Ray.
Maybe it is
Speaking of which, Murder Palace, Kyle Gendlike, Mayo Zaleta, and Negative Forever, Ulcer Tracks, and VH21, thank you all for following us.
I think he's having a seizure.
Get easier to pronounce names.
I know. Oh yeah, now finally, after all this time, we get the classic
Check your phone.
Resistance
Oh,
Carbine.
okay, Murder Palace. I didn't realize. My phone turned off because I'm a professional and I'm on the internet. Yeah.
I didn't know it was coming.
Wait,
I
so he's
didn't know I was
texting you?
gonna be-
He was texting you that?
Well, apparently,
Did something happen?
Ray is my favorite.
We didn't give people this gun because we didn't want them using it the whole game, right? Was that-
It's yes, the carbine.
That's why we saved it for this late. It's like the classic like resistance weapon, and like we don't give it to you till like 2/3 of the way through the game because we didn't want you.
Well, because it's the most useful. Because it's a mid range weapon as well as a good close range weapon as well as a pretty good.
Did we start you out with the bullseye?
Yeah.
Because it was like
Start off bullseye. It's the most.
It's like a
Simple.
gun, but it's cooler.
Yeah, that's right.
And
It breaks multiplayer the quickest, so why not?
Who's that little icon on there?
Fix your HDMI. What's going on with our HDMI?
It was our
I think they
Oh, it was your cat.
we fixed it from last time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had we updated. There was we probably missed a firmware update or something, and it's always hard because you have like all this extra stuff going on because we've got the FrameMeister in there. We really should just be using like a PlayStation test kit where you can turn HDCP off instead of using a FrameMeister and component cables. But
Remember,
This is what people log into here.
No,
Yeah.
it's what makes James
about
happy.
all of our technical
again,
problems.
This isn't being broadcast. It's all James. We're just trying to make him feel.
Well, there's a lot of weapons available at one time.
That's true.
You
There's
mean
like a weapon
There's a
wheel?
weapon wheel.
Exactly. It's not just 2 weapons like some other resistance games.
Yeah.
Oh man, fighting words.
Oh, the humans, the wardens,
Yeah.
good old wardens.
I'm a little disappointed in the ones. I wanted them to be.
You wanted them to be
I
more
wanted
cannibalistic.
I wanted them to be worse than regular prisoners.
Yeah.
But they're just whoa.
That was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
that was rad.
Yeah, we had a conversation last time about how there are certain things we need to do for certain territories. One of them is to ship in Japan. We could not even mention
Less cannibals.
Yeah, less cannibals. So it's
They
implied.
have a thing about it.
Like Herbert's missing an arm. Herbert Sawitsky.
Oh, Herbert, yes.
Yeah,
That's
good
what
old
we called him.
Hubert.
They're better.
And
But we haven't seen them yet, so don't.
Oh,
spoil it.
sorry, spoils. Yeah,
We
spoilers.
should be talking
on
about
that.
the
Other
train
8-year-old.
and Lisa's amazing work because this is not mine.
That's right. Lisa Brown did some amazing work on this train. Drew Murray, I will give full credit to when we were talking about what are things that you can do only in Resistance, and Drew said a stampede of Widowmakers.
That is true. I thought you were going to say train.
He's a hobo. He's hobo-esque. He likes being on trains.
Yeah. Well, I actually just watched the old trailer, like the teaser
Oh,
we had, like
yeah.
the live action.
Oh, with the
teaser.
live action train.
Henry
That
Hobson.
was really.
That was really
I kind of
good.
wish we had stuck to that a little more, or not stuck to it, but even just like let's do let's do a Resistance DLC that's.
You know, I want. Speaking of that trailer,
Survival.
I want to go on record and say because we shipped, and then somebody on YouTube was like, "You know, it would be better
Johnny
to use this
Cash.
Johnny Cash song," and it was the song that we tried to get. It was
Oh.
edited to that song. It was perfect for that song. We couldn't get it for licensing reasons through the Cash Family Trust. But somebody on YouTube was like, "This would be a lot better. You guys are idiots," and we were just like, "Yeah, I know."
yeah, we know.
equals Adam. I am not Adam.
That's Adam.
That's it may say Adam, but it's actually Brian Mathison. Swole Adam, because the titles were made in advance and all sorts
Yeah,
of
just
things.
bulk up.
But
You can do some heavy lifting.
Brian Mathison is a senior designer here at Insomniac Games, who, much like Swole Adam, also works on Spider-Man designing stuff.
Right.
Designing different things. We won't go into that because it's Spider-Man, and we don't talk too much about
Well,
Spider-Man yet.
and
But
unlike
Swole Adam, Brian Mathison actually worked on this game.
That's right.
Yes. That's a bonus for you guys.
Some
I
of
mean, I
the-
didn't work on this, but
Not this particular part, but these
this
guys,
one.
you're familiar with the
I'm familiar
wardens.
with the guys.
Billy
The next-
Parmenter
the
says,
next
"B
guy.
math." He's watching.
Hey, Billy.
Parmenter!
Get back to work, Billy.
Well, it's like what, like 5 o'clock there. They can, so like,
Adam is-
Plus, he's a principal. He can do what he wants. I think.
Oh,
Billy's a
shit.
principal designer?
I think so. No, not Billy. Sorry, Duncan's a principal.
Oh, Duncan.
I
Well, is
confused.
Duncan
Duncan and Billy are the same guy.
Oh my god, this is a disaster.
Yeah.
Ted's
Kill
out there.
everything.
This is why you practice things.
Ted's actually Ted's in North Carolina right now. Visiting the North Carolina studio. Speaking of people at North Carolina.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I just think that's interesting. Maybe you guys
That's
find
true.
that interesting out there in Twitch land. Maybe you
Not at
don't.
all.
How do studios work? We have
Bam!
multiple studios. Well, people
Flaming
go out there.
shotgun.
Yeah, he upgraded all his weapons, which is a little cheap. But
Well, this is like
No, to be fair, it's more like this. I've already played the game before, so your weapon upgrades carry over to your next
Okay.
playthrough.
it wasn't on purpose.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that was like the Drew Murray advice: is if something isn't testing well, give it a flaming shotgun.
Give it a flaming
Yeah.
shotgun.
And
Everything is
like
better
the,
on
Bada
fire.
the
bing,
player
bada
feedback
bang,
is
bada
so
boom.
great. Like you kill a bunch of dudes and light a bunch of shit on fire. and everybody's like, yay,
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't actually have to make a well-designed thing.
No,
You
no,
just
no.
make a thing that's like, gives you a lot of player feedback.
Yeah, that is a very
tip.
over the top. Exactly. If something's bad on the design,
Oh, I have to
Set them
detach
on
the
fire.
caboose.
Yeah, you
That's
have to
why
be-
everything.
Exactly.
I saw something about the caboose coming loose, but I was like, why is the train shaking? Like, usually when your car starts to shake like that at
Yeah.
high speeds, there's something wrong. So I
Same
assume
with the
there's
train.
something.
That's why you had to
that's the
derate.
breakdown.
It's the
So
best
next
way
time
of
your
knowing.
car is vibrating, make sure you detach the back half of it.
Got it. Just like let the caboose go.
This is so the strategy on this is this car has the ammo in it.
Oh, that's where the ammo box is.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Thank God, now I have
Probably
ammo
should've
again.
mentioned
I haven't had
that.
ammo for a long
Yeah,
time.
we should mention that.
Like put ammo in there or something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not
I
just
think
an
it's that. I was
overcharge.
like, I'm pretty sure there's an ammo box in here because I know it's like the
No,
boat.
Yeah,
it
it
says
says it.
Blitzer. It's a refrigerator.
Yeah, yeah. And then the front car has the health in it.
I just love that in our world there's a
Jeez.
refrigerator company that had a whole line
Really?
of
Really?
refrigerators named after the reindeer.
Uh-huh. This, as you do.
Yeah.
So there's the health. So as you can imagine, what's going to happen is you're going to lose the ammo car pretty soon.
Oh no.
So load up.
Got it.
Stay frosty,
Stay frosty,
as they say.
as they say.
I'm wondering if there will be a train sequence in Spider-Man PS4. Yeah, I am wondering.
Interesting.
We love our trains. I wonder if a bridge will
Wow.
get destroyed because we love destroying bridges.
No, I can't say anything.
And,
No.
there's a boat sequence in this game. There was going to be a plane sequence,
People have little heads.
but it's mostly
Yeah.
just a cutscene now.
Weird.
I think it is just a cutscene, right? There's still the plane sequence, but it's just a cutscene. It's not playable. It was playable at one
What are we
time.
talking
Yeah.
about?
No, there are prototypes. The plane sequence in this game.
Right, the
Where you were
VTOL,
like,
VTOL
there's a
sequence.
VTOL.
oh shit.
Detach that. But bye-bye ammo.
Oh, no.
So, somebody on there. Traits of the Devil says Resistance Fallen Man multiplayer. Turn servers back on, you jackals.
Oh. Well,
Jackal.
that's a
Yeah.
Sony decision.
That has nothing to do
Yeah,
with it.
turning off
Uh,
the servers is feeding on your
it-
resources.
I mean, we may be jackals. I'm not going to dispute.
I would love to go and play some more again, or I'd love it if somehow Sony ever remastered these games and then turned the servers back on for just a little while. That'd be really neat. But
You just turn it on, turn it off again.
oh god.
2011 was the release date.
Surprise!
So
Bye.
somebody is like, hey, this was
Yeah.
a really long time ago. This is before Donald Trump. This is before.
Right.
What else is before?
No,
2011?
That's, all I can,
Yeah.
that's the only thing on my mind. Right now.
Well, the iPhone
So
had
different
come
now.
out. What else? What else? What
Wait,
did
did
not
this come out 2011? Is that what it said?
This came out in 2011. yes.
Okay,
Somebody
so
said
somebody
that.
just said how old is Resistance 3 because the graphics are great. Thank you.
Look at
Oh,
Widowmaker
no!
Stampede. Widowmaker
Bam.
Stampede. Sorry, I hope you guys didn't miss that
Oh,
because
beautiful.
I didn't call it out till the very end.
Widowmaker Stampede.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's over now anyway. Like, you're not going to see any more.
No,
of
you'll
those.
never
Yeah.
see that again. That was a one-time only.
That was a bit of a.
Spoilers. Look at that giant dropship from Resistance 2 crashed in the ground. Chimeran ship up to the right. There you go.
Oh.
You see?
Yeah,
Oh,
in the background.
nice. That's a
Yeah.
nice touch.
Yeah, lots of little debris. So you can imagine Halo
I mean, what is she even talking about?
cascading down
Ooh,
from Chicxulub.
poor Hale.
Poor Halo. He deserved a bullet in the
Have you
head.
guys talked about why we killed them all?
No, not at all.
Oh, all right.
I think they mentioned it and we said it seemed like a good idea at the time, but none of us made that decision, so we all just had to
Oh,
live
my
with it.
man. I thought he just had no personality.
He was just a generic
We
white
wanted
bald
to-
guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you can put out a little picture of all the heroes from that year. And
That's
it's
true.
Like, oh, look, it's
As
another
people did.
white guy with
Yeah.
short brown hair and a bit of stubble.
And an angry look. Like,
Yeah. And this year it was all dads. Like everybody was
yeah,
a dad.
everybody's an everyman.
So we were like, oh shit.
Even
Nathan
Nathan Drake's
in there. He's got the mitten.
Oh, one more train car to detach.
Boy, did we hit the zeitgeist
Was
with
that-
dads? Is that what happened?
Well, was this after Last of Us? During? Before?
No, this was before Last of Us. Okay, so we'll talk about that
Last
because
of Us was like the pinnacle of dads.
that's right. But it came out after. But we were influenced by the same books. So Cormac McCarthy's The Road.
Yeah, The Road.
So the prison is very Last of Us. Or sorry, Walking Dead. Walking Dead.
Okay.
We had read the Walking Dead comic. The TV show had not come out yet.
Wow.
So the wardens are very
Different
much.
world.
It's a different world.
Different world.
But the wardens are clearly inspired by Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And Mick Cutler is kind of like the governor or whatever his name is. But
Oh,
the TV
okay.
show didn't exist back then, and Last of Us didn't exist back
So we kind of designed The Last of Us and Walking Dead. So if you
I'm not
like
gonna go
those.
on
If
record.
you like those properties.
That's right. Hey, look!
Oh my God!
Kabam! Only at Resistance.
Oh no! Oh shit! Wait, I thought it was.
Do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
If
trying.
you're
I'm trying to
just
heal.
look at
Health
that.
up. Health up.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
I
Oh, they're everywhere and they're murdering people, and you're like, yay, they're on our side. We
Oh.
love these guys.
Yeah.
Feral. Do you remember how some of the Chimera had gone feral? So we had
No,
feral,
not at
Chimera.
all.
Okay.
But are we talking like the Grims? Were
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Grims were
like the
feral, the,
Grims.
Widowmakers,
The Grims.
the Leeches.
Oh shit! No, hey, don't hit the train.
This has been a very long train ride,
Yeah.
pacing wise.
Well, I mean, it's like.
Have you ever actually
Amtrak.
gone on a real cross-country train ride?
I played real games with good pacing before though.
Whoa!
This seems a little
Damn.
overlong, but it was a different time.
To be
It
fair,
was
we were
21.
talking a lot during that.
Oh man, so funny.
Insomniac would be great for a zombie survival game called
Uh,
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I have
shit.
the Beast
We
Blood.
made that, and it was
Also,
really
do you remember the
good.
multiplayer
Buy
DLC
Xbox.
for Resistance 3 where you listened to Mastodon and played
Oh, yeah.
grim survival zombie game?
Yeah, that's true.
Kyle
That's
Gednick was like, I just realized
Yeah,
he's actually playing the game. Did you think we were just watching a video of the game and commenting on it? I'm sitting here. Did I look that smooth
Stuck
that it was
under
that
that.
good?
Oh,
Oh, Malik! Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
good old
shit.
Joseph. Are you okay?
Now
I
we
think you're
switched to
okay.
Malik.
Yeah.
But now we switched to Malikov as the player character.
Oh, no.
Damn. That's what we should have done. That would have been Last of Us-esque.
Well, my
Oh.
proposal
Yes.
was to
can't
play
reach
as a young Malikov
Right.
in a Russian town when the Chimera were first
First show
appearing.
up,
And
yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
your father becomes very belligerent and beats you, and you're kind of going through this mystery of,
Mm-hmm.
like, what's going on with this town?
Yeah. I remember
I can see why it wouldn't get made.
Well,
or
maybe
bought, but,
what you're saying is that Resistance
It was cool.
4 should come out, and Sony should fund that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Be
don't
careful,
do
guys.
it.
You're gonna like give Remaster Resistance
like a
wet dreams if you
dog.
keep talking.
It's not gonna
I don't know.
happen.
He.
That's worse.
Stuck under a...
Oh, he is in here. Remaster, you're awake. That's good. I'm glad to
Oh!
see it. Oh, poor Malikov.
He'll sleep it off. He'll sleep it off. It's fine. Malakoff has seen worse.
Ready to have some
Ooh,
fun,
nice.
boy? Squeal like a piggy.
Squeal like a piggy.
Yeah, I did want to make them more rapey, but
They're
that
pretty
was
rapey.
also shut
more
down.
rapey
they're-
and more
Well,
human
like
eating.
implicit.
Implied.
Implied
Let's see if
rape
we
and
can-
implied
yeah.
cart.
Well,
Look, there's a
Herbert.
wiki.
Oh, Herbert. Oh, Herbert.
Oh, he's got both arms. We didn't end up having him lose an arm. I thought he had an arm.
I can't. This was a long
It was a
time
long
ago.
time. Yeah.
There's a lot of brain
Every
cells in
time,
that.
so far, every time we play this, it's like surprise. This is how we should.
You want to play?
No, you do.
I can't remember. Him.
All right, whoever's it? Tony Mora.
Tony Moore.
Wait, what do you guys?
What about Tony
when do
Moore?
you guys bring Brian Intar on again? Oh, you want to talk about Spider-Man? Of course.
Oh,
of course.
yeah.
You've got me,
I don't know. Like, I
bring
may
on
make.
the
They're talking about Teen Titans Go.
Oh, really? Oh, Tony Mora has his friend Adam Horowitz as a showrunner.
Whoa!
Why is Teen Titans Go? Sorry, I missed everything.
It's not that important.
All right.
I like
I
Teen
remember
Titans Go.
this.
It's one of my daughter's favorite shows. We watch
You
it
remember
together
this?
all the time.
Oh, we're more like PJ Masks folks.
So
Private
now,
hero.
fight off a ton of grams with just a sledgehammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is like
Thanks, guys.
Great.
Appreciate this.
It's
This
called
is-
a change in pace.
Yeah, this is a long. This is before we knew what the game was. We said at some point we want to have a sledgehammer fight with Grims because
I think it holds up.
again,
so-
one of Drew and I had the shared dream that we were going to have a credit sequence where you played Grim baseball, where they would throw. You know, the Grims on the boat level can throw things.
Yeah.
You could actually play baseball with the sledgehammer and hit them back. So we wanted to do a game of baseball, but basically just to license the Misfits hybrid moments.
I think there's an alternate move on this thing too.
Boom! Oh
that-
yeah, there's a
Oh,
A choppy
a
chop.
heavy. It's a heavy.
yeah, but I feel like you don't need it. I feel like
Man, we didn't
it-
even have like a swing left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, remember the move came out on this one. You're lucky it wasn't
Oh
swinging
shit.
with the move.
Okay, now you need the heavy chop to kill these guys.
Oh, that was a bad move on his part.
Yeah, he was really going after.
Oh,
it.
here he goes.
Oh, that guy had health on his belt.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what you got to go for. Health guys.
Let's go. Let's do
It's
this.
all
Come
risk
on.
reward.
Come on. Bring in your boys.
Man.
Look, I'm just making sure there's dinner for everybody tonight by killing these dudes.
So,
Not in Japan.
Not-
this is like the we come from the Half-Life school, right? After Half-Life comes out, every
Yeah.
single game has to take away all your weapons at some point.
That's right.
And it's the low point for the character's arc, right?
I will say that
it's the
I mean,
belly of the beast action here.
a lot of people do compare this game to Half-Life 2 in terms of the campaign.
Well, it is much better.
Well, you know.
Was,
I hear
Brian
some
just made
chuckles.
the internet.
Oh, it's casting through the...
This is great. I love how he's just like, you're gonna say goodnight by shooting Magnum
Bullets, yeah.
Alt
Would you
fire
see like
at you.
the Magnum alt fire like wrecking
Just
everyone that it happens
murders
to, and you
everyone.
like somehow he uses that as the stun on
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Well, you're Capella. You can
Yeah.
regenerate.
Matt11545, Graham Mills, Deft 10TT or Deftroit, maybe I don't know what you're trying to say there. Deft 10TT and Shinobi Scion. Thank you all for the follows. If you're just tuning in, this is Insomniac Live.
play this one?
We're playing Resistance 3. What?
Just checking. No,
We're talking.
Who's playing?
he designed it. I feel like he needs to.
All right.
He said he
it's
didn't
been a
want
while.
to.
I can't remember how to play.
Well, that's all right.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Ragdoll.
goodness.
Somebody's mentioning I have Beast Blood. Is that Billy? Who's I am Beast Blood?
No, Billy's BYLP or whatever. I don't know who I have split
Oh,
is.
look.
I have Beast Blood. Ragdoll Physics. Yeah, that sledgehammer really packs a punch. So you see guys just kind
Go
of like
flying in. It's like a super sledge.
yeah, like real life.
So if you're just watching, though, or if you're just tuning in, Marcus Smith is the creative director on Resistance 3. Brian Mathison is a senior designer here, and he was a designer on Resistance 3 as well.
And most importantly, he designed
like
this
level.
Graterford prison level.
Yeah, it was kind of a collab between me and Joel. Joel was like
Yep.
the senior designer above me, and this was my kind of junior implementation task. So the two of us worked together a lot, obviously.
And Joel was here when we played earlier.
Oh, nice.
One of the earlier ones.
Joel's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Oh,
I always
wow,
think
look
about
at that
New
turn
York.
speed.
New York and Joel and Brian doing hallucinations in the snow.
Blah
Love
blah.
it.
Holy crap! We have like a whole book here.
Yeah, it tells you all about, and then like the little
Oh, the
videos
little
that Calvin
videos.
made,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
or Calvin and Paul probably made
Yeah.
those videos back of all the different weapons. So like,
like
because like that was the thing. I mean, this goes back to the whole rifle thing. Like every single, you would test this game, and every
Yeah.
time you test it with people, it's like they use one weapon or they don't know the alt fires, and that's like the biggest thing. It's like, oh, how do you? We put all this work and effort into making each weapon have two tactical uses. How do you train people to make sure they actually get the most out of the game?
Oh yeah, totally.
This was probably the most
Oh.
enjoyable to watch weapon. in
Oh, it's
game.
the best. It's got Steve Ryder written all over it.
Yeah. Have you guys had Steve on?
We haven't. We really should. Although he doesn't like talking or people, but he makes the best
I
stuff.
think we have asked him to come on.
Little,
Yeah, he doesn't.
little goofy thing.
He's not a fan of being out there. Sorry, somebody.
Yeah.
KT Comedy 2813. We know that you're hard to work on a Spider-Man game, but is there another franchise you'd love to work on in the future? Yes.
We always love.
Can we say?
You can say it for sure.
Sunset Overdrive.
That's what I was
baby.
going to say too.
Yeah,
That's-
really?
Yeah.
Is
That
what
was
we both
us.
would've done?
When are we
That's
gonna
what
play
we
that?
will.
I would
Or did
definitely
you already
agree.
play that?
I would definitely.
It has
agree.
accidentally been played before.
We did accidentally. Well, no, actually, no. We did intend to play it, but then there was disaster.
Oh no!
We,
They were going to play the DLC, so Mark Stewart and somebody was on.
but then like there
Which
was
one?
the second one, the Robot
Oh
Factory.
yeah.
Right, they had Winfrey come in. Brandon
Oh,
Winfrey.
awesome!
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brandon was
that
here.
was great.
That you should have had him on too. Again,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. Well,
I
we are going
designed
to do
the-
we are doing a
the
full
boss.
Sunset Overdrive playthrough this year, and we'll bring
Okay.
in Drew for the first one. And
wow.
But for the internet to know that the genius thing about that DLC of Sunset Overdrive was you fought Brandon Winfrey as the ending boss, and that was Brian Mathison.
So the other day on Twitter, Brandon Winfrey posted something
Okay.
like, "Oh, I
Okay.
paid my medical bill on time. This because he broke his pinky and he had a surgery
okay.
and stuff. He's
Okay.
like, this may be my greatest accomplishment in life." And it was like the classic millennial tweet of like,
Sure.
"I did something that's just standard and
I'm
expected
an-
of all people.
I'm an
It's a
adult
huge
now."
It's
Sure.
a huge accomplishment."
Yeah.
It's like, okay, god damn it, millennials. All right,
Yeah.
fine. But I just replied to him like, "Dude, you're a boss in a video game.
Yeah,
what are you
that's true.
talking about? Paying your medical bill?"
Somebody
I'm
yell.
having lunch with Brandon Winfrey tomorrow.
Oh, that's nice.
It's a small world.
It is a small world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Anyway,
I
so there's
I
your.
can't remember any of this.
No, exactly. You had
Oh
to,
yeah, there was.
Yeah, so the storyline was, remember, Graterford Prison, they were hidden because
Yeah.
Herbert Zawadzki had figured out a way to use drones to send out the all clear. So basically, they're safe to keep their rape and cannibalistic ways.
The rape was just my thing. I don't think they actually raped, but
You
I mean,
could
I'm
assume
not doing it.
it's inferred.
Yeah,
I
it's
think-
implied for sure.
I think like people this
There it
bad,
is.
if you're at the point where you're eating people,
Eating,
you're
yeah.
probably doing just about everything
Yeah,
else.
you
too.
don't. You need to tenderize
That's like the
your
last
meal.
bridge you cross, I think, when you start eating other humans.
That's it.
That's why this.
actually an interesting. Do you eat people before you rape or after?
Tenderizing.
'Cause I
After-
think-
after. for
Yeah,
sure.
I think rape is worse.
Sure.
Worse than cannibalism.
Oh,
right?
well,
'Cause
cannibalism, they're
is
dead.
usually a
Yeah.
desperation, and they're
Okay.
they're good people who have been cannibals, like those alive dudes in the plane.
Well,
They're
like, okay, I think
That's
there's
true.
cannibalism as a last resort versus hunting people for cannibalism,
Yeah,
Right.
well, it's all
Well.
degrees, right?
I guess. Chat, what do you think? What's the worst thing?
The views expressed by Brian Mathison might not reflect the views of Insomniac Games.
But they also might. They might.
Yeah, they could.
They could.
They
we
clearly
don't
could.
know.
Look at that. There's a map to the prison in the physical space. Geniuses.
Oh,
Geniuses.
drones here.
No.
I'm gonna remember that.
You're going to totally remember it.
What's
I'm
it
sorry.
doing?
How did this
I
go
forgot
to
what it
rape?
is.
That's a very good question.
Let's. Because
We're just discussing
We're in
how
a prison.
bad these people would be
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this world, because like if you go back to our original conversations, like this, they were always supposed to be kind of
Ooh,
cannibalistic,
prison shower.
but we had to be very careful what we inferred and didn't infer, because
Yeah.
this is supposed to be like the worst of humanity,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who is now surviving by preying on other humans.
That's right.
And that is why, like,
Mhm.
okay, so how bad are they, and what could you show and not show?
Yeah.
Because to ship this game in other countries like Japan, you couldn't even hint at
Oh,
cannibalism.
jeez.
See,
That's right. So we've already seen, again, we want to show all the different facets of humanity and how they survive as groups and community, which is basically the Sunset Overdrive story too, but whatever. In the beginning of Resistance 3, we're in Haven, we see people like the families and
meat.
community.
Oh God.
And then we saw the young rebels, the remnants. Again, if
We have to
anybody's-
take those hanging legs out
No,
for Japan. No,
That's
it's-
fine.
they're
It's
cool.
fine.
it's not
It's-
necessarily human.
It's deer.
It could be. It could
Could be
a
Chimera,
Chimeran leg.
which Chimerans are still humans, but
Yeah.
whatever.
That's actually
that's our
another
shortcut.
interesting
Yeah.
philosophical conundrum, right?
Well, even the people in
Hey, buddies.
in Mount Pleasant were
Boom,
eating.
suckers.
They were eating leaper stew.
so nice of you to
Well,
kill.
Leapers aren't.
It's
humans.
really nice of you right now to kill and cook these guys simultaneously for them.
Hey.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
That's it. I'm done. I'm out.
I'm out.
That's my joke.
Okay.
I'm good.
How do you throw
was
a
good.
grenade? I can't even remember.
It's an
L1
unexpected
or
button.
L2 or L2 maybe,
Sorry,
or is
man.
it circle?
It's the button that I always think is going to be sprint. So whatever you
Yeah.
sprint with in games now is how you throw grenades.
Maybe
L2?
L2, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I thought.
Not that was a good place to do it. I'm just trying to figure out.
Sure.
Well, it was all again
Oh,
the
look.
triggers. Yeah, the triggers. You know,
Right,
happy crouch.
sneaky area to go
Circle.
That one.
through. Go
Rats.
Oh, right.
ground pound. So, what was the name of the main character in Resistance 1? Nathan Hale.
Yeah,
This
Nathan
is his
Hale.
name.
And this is not-
And
And he
Rachel
was supposed to be
Parker
a
was the
descendant.
narrator, and Nathan Hale's related to the actual Nathan Hale
Yep.
too, right?
Nathan
Nathan,
Hale.
who was
Give me
That's
liberty,
ridiculous.
give me death, blah, blah, blah.
Who decided on that one?
Your
Um,
boss.
Oh, never mind. That was a great idea. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
This is very kind of difficult to parse.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh, that guy was. No,
Well, I think
he
it's
was in
just
a barrel.
contrast.
He was in a
Take
barrel.
Zo316. Have you ever think the game to be a trilogy, or ever think to expand the universe? Which game? I'm not sure.
This
This
one.
obviously
This
is a trilogy.
It is a
Who
trilogy.
the hell is shooting me?
And it
Oh,
also
okay.
got expanded because we had PSP done by
Mhm,
Bend and
whoop.
Vita or
Oh,
PSP done
stupid.
by Nihilistic.
Yes, it was Vita. That was the Vita.
That was a
game.
Vita. Okay.
Yep, that was the Burning Skies.
Burning Skies.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Nihilistic went on and made the Call of Duty Vita game,
Right, and then also
Carbine.
William Dietz wrote
Woo-woo.
2 novels.
Oh look.
which both set up R2 and then R3. or-
R3, yeah,
Yep.
it took place in between the two.
Is there aim mode in this game?
L1.
Left, yeah, left
L1.
one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the
Wow,
triggers
it
are
has
flipped
been a
because the
while.
PS3 controller,
PS3 controller.
had terrible triggers.
I actually, yeah, I kind of liked it.
Damn, look at that. You did do that,
Fuck
guy.
it.
Anyone can grow to like something that they're forced to use for 8 years.
Oh, be careful. You're in a minefield of blowing up guys.
I don't think they hurt me though.
No, they probably
The nice thing about the Mutator too is it sort of is like insult to injury to the cannibals, because not only do you kill their guys, then you make their food.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Can't eat the tainted meat.
We didn't really bring that up.
Somebody said they Burning Skies was a ton of fun, and they platinumed.
Good work.
I
Good
played.
work playing
absolutely.
Beacon. I did not.
I
did not
really
platinum.
liked the Nihilistic people. I wish that the company survived all of the shenanigans that went on, because a lot of it was out of their hands.
This is me warping you into an identical room.
Look at that.
Oh, you're not even in the same room. I love it.
That's movie magic.
Ba-boom. That's movie magic.
That's exactly what I
That's
sounded like.
movie magic, guys.
Movie magic. That's actually kind of fun. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Little tidbits. You know, Adam doesn't know this shit.
Exactly. What was he going to talk about?
Yeah,
Working
that is
on?
true. That's true. This is much
Oh,
better.
Coach, now you're lost.
I have no fucking
Yeah,
clue.
no, completely.
It's dark, and then we have like big
This
lights
is
in
where
our
you
face
were.
too.
Can you
So
open
and
that
we're on
door?
like a nice
Wait,
Sony LCD.
Door's not working. Maybe it's off grid. Try forcing it.
What the hell?
That door, not that door.
Not that door.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Did we have like door interacts or something?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
This one will. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That could have used
I have a hernia.
a POI or something.
Well,
All right,
congrats.
let me see.
Yeah, you did it. It was perfect.
There's the
Oh no, I
drum
meant about the
beacon.
hernia.
Oh, the hernia? No.
No.
You know, I've had hernia surgery.
Ooh,
it was
this
great.
is our fun.
It's
Like,
a good time.
bop, suck it.
Yes.
Oh.
This is where we get the peeing animations in the game. What else is that?
Oh, that's
They
true.
really are the
Fuse
worst.
had a
You got
peeing
everything.
animation.
Oh.
Fuse, you got a peeing animation?
Yeah, we had a guy peeing and you drop down and jump
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's what I've learned from video games.
I mean, really, ever
Never
since
pee.
GoldenEye, that's been a must-have.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Knife
yeah,
to the neck.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that. Didn't
Yeah.
not quite right.
That bug got waived by some PM late in the game.
Or me.
Oh. Here's why I
remember
can't
anything
fix that
about
bug.
it. Yeah, this was kind of like an open, stealthy section.
Yeah, he's peeing.
More peeing. With
Oh.
sledgehammer.
So with the sledgehammer.
Right in there. I did like making these little,
Yeah, little
kind of
nooks.
side nooks where you
Yeah.
could look in on these people and their daily lives and be like, wow.
They're just like you and me,
They're
except
just like
cannibals.
us.
Except hunting down humans and eating them.
That led nowhere, didn't it? That seems like a poor design choice on my part.
You know, it was the first game. You know.
I'm gonna
I
let
have the
Joel
Beast
back.
Blood is asking if Swole Adam is a victim of bullying at Insomniac.
I don't-
Hell no, he's the
No,
biggest
he's
guy
the
around.
bully.
Chill.
Like, what? Come on.
Yeah, maybe Abdul will make fun of him. Or
Yeah.
Paul Moodra
Nobody
maybe. But...
gets these little like.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you can use a
Oh.
mutator alt fire to
Good idea.
Oh no, you still have the mutator. That's right. You
Yeah.
only have a few
Oh,
weapons.
Lord.
No alt fire. Oh no, you did have one alt fire.
Yeah, one alt fire, and they're all going down.
Oh, they puke. Oh, they puke. Oh, they're puking.
bad.
Oh, then they.
Level Hilarious.
Oh, that's so good.
What makes this an Insomniac game?
What makes this
That
inside?
right
This
there.
kinda stuff.
That was it.
No.
Predilection for raping and eating
No,
human flesh.
that's what makes it like a B math.
Oh,
game.
okay.
Wait a second.
Did anyone try to put you on all prison levels from now on?
Oh yeah, it became a running joke.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I did the underwater prison in Fuse.
Yeah.
That was not by choice or anything. It was just like what I was assigned to. But then after that, I got put on this game, and then at some point, Sunset was going to have a prison.
Yeah.
And I think Chris.
Oh,
Trumbull,
that's right. Chris Trammell, yeah.
Yeah. Chris Trammell did it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want to take this over because just to get the threefer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta get that hat trick.
And it got cut.
Because the soap on the rope jokes were just
No,
wearing
it's
thin,
just
or-
the
okay.
scope, right?
Yeah, it did.
You can only do so much.
Yeah.
But at some point, somebody came to me and like, "Are you working on the kitty cat prison?" I'm like, what? Like, there's a kitty cat prison in Sunset. You're working on a cat prison? What
Cat
the
prison.
F are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was the Chris A. Tremmel prison.
That's right.
Like level or mission or something. CAT. Like, cat prison. How about them apples?
You know, that's a good idea. Like the people that like the old lady who survived the apocalypse and now just imprisons all the cats.
She's
Like
the cat lady.
she's
in
the
the
cat
apocalypse.
lady who like, but she's like hoarded so much cat food over the years that
There is a sprint.
she's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
animal shelter of the apocalypse.
Letter to Mom.
Oh.
That's a sad
Oh.
I don't want to read it. Nobody wants to read.
No, nobody wants to read it.
Bullseyes
Wait,
are for
wait.
pussies.
Nah, that was not. I don't think that was me.
That is great.
I am gonna put that on art.
Yeah.
I think that was a little artist.
Definitely.
I don't
Look
think
there.
Do you
seen
remember
that
the
before.
major artists in?
No, not at all.
I don't either. No, I remember Michelle Rodriguez maybe worked on this for a little while.
Possible. Yeah. Jill, good lady.
Tom, maybe one of the Toms.
Which one?
I thought Breeden.
Yeah, that could be true. It was a long
we
time
have,
ago.
We have two Tom
Oh,
B's
Jesus.
here. They're both senior artists, been around for a long time.
Shelter, there you go. You know where the health is. Why am I telling you?
No, I have no idea.
All right.
But thankfully it's green.
The one Geo said, do you guys do speed runs of your games, and what do you think of people who absolutely break your games? I don't. I mean, I guess sometimes we're playing
who is
through
shooting
stuff
me?
fast to get through a lot of content, but it's not because we're necessarily
No.
trying to speed run it.
There's usually in QA people who are picked out for their ability to run through the game really fast
Oh,
because
God.
it's really hard to test games that are super long. And so, like Jeremiah, I remember in
Yep,
Resistance
Jeremiah
1,
D'Onofrio.
he was
Good dude.
amazing. He was a yo-yo champion
Yo-yo
guy
champion.
too.
Yo-yo champion.
He was awesome. He could run through Resistance 1 incredibly fast.
Ooh, health.
Sometimes when we do challenges, we'll base it on like the best times. It's almost always QA because they play our games way more than
Yeah,
most
they
people.
kind of don't count.
They kind of don't count.
It's not fair.
It's inhuman.
Alright?
Yeah, usually it's like you
'Cause
take
it's
the
like-
best QA time, then add a little bit of time to that. Like, you know, because trying to beat the best QA time can be rough.
It's
Obviously,
fine.
players will break the stuff.
Screw you.
It is crazy when you watch people actually break games and skip levels, and
Yeah.
some of the stuff that happens is bonkers.
I've waived bugs that were like, if somebody works really hard, they can get out of the level, and I'm always like, you know what,
Good
let
for
them.
them.
That's
Yeah.
awesome that they did that. I can't believe they worked that hard, and it sucks that they're gonna have to restart the game because they broke it. But they paid for the game, so I don't care.
Yeah,
have
if
fun.
that's what they want to do, go knock yourself out.
Oh, that didn't work.
Oh,
out.
but-
Oh, that didn't work
I
out
saw
so
someone
well.
said, when does Spider-Man come out? Sometime this year.
Why do people keep asking about Spider-Man?
You know,
Why aren't
they're
they
a
asking
little.
about this
Well,
They're
2011 game that doesn't have servers?
on a different
Okay.
on a platform you can't play it on anymore.
Let's see. Someone did say, are you guys gonna play the Shadow of the Colossus remake on the stream? I definitely think so. I'm looking forward to that
Great.
myself. You know?
Shotgun
there you
versus
go.
sniper.
Boom.
Shadow of the Colossus is great. Oh, now you got a sniper.
Come on, everybody likes Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
What's your favorite Colossus? Oh wait, this is not about Insomniac at all. So who cares?
Well,
I think you're allowed to talk about others.
Oh,
yeah, but
we talked about
we
the
play
Red
other
Choir.
people's games in here all the time.
But who cares? Well, what is with these people? What is with this generation?
It's because they get to hang
We
out with
used to play-
Insomniacs
Wait, did
while
you
we
just-
play games.
Did you
Yeah.
just grumpy old man?
And forget it. You know what?
Brian,
Look
you've
at that.
changed.
Fire.
You've
No,
really
not
changed.
really.
You're not supposed to insult the audience, man.
When I first started working on
Nah, I'm
Resistance
kidding.
1,
I'm kidding.
there were two QA guys that I got along with and were very strange.
No, that's not one.
Brian Mathison and Ben Kaplan. And they both really have this weird thing about Russia. Like, a
Not
really
like super weird.
kind of weird, though.
All right, fine.
Especially because they're friends with Vlad, who's like a legitimate Russian.
Uh-huh.
And
I don't know if I'd call him.
He's our production.
Oh, let him.
We should, if we haven't put Vlad's first driver's license online
Yeah.
Oh,
somewhere
God.
and let everybody see it, that we've done a disservice to America.
It's pretty amazing.
It's the best
I
thing.
haven't been reading the comments at all. Is
No.
anybody like?
Oh.
Because this is about community.
Oh, right, interactions.
Interactions.
Yeah, I've been reading
Like,
some of the questions. I've been saying.
All right,
I read
thank
the
you.
questions
Yeah,
from
I
that,
appreciate
like the
that.
whole Spider-Man one and the
Okay,
so
Shadow of the
Spider-Man
Colossus
coming
one.
out.
Liquid Snake is saying, so do you like COD or Battlefield? I don't know if that's in relation to anything else that was being talked about or if they're talking to us.
Oh my god.
But I think Call of
kinda
Duty
remember doing
Modern
this too.
Warfare, the first one, is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yep. Modern Warfare 2 is really good too.
I didn't get as into that
Genre
one. I think it was
defenders.
because it was as you say, it was a new experience. That ghillie suit, you don't have to do that much, but experientially, it was an awesome.
good.
it was
Oh, I
just-
just even then too. Like if you're at all a fan of like weird
Okay.
oh
God.
Chernobyl stuff, like
Yeah.
actually then like the recreation of all that stuff, because they just use like some
Totally.
awesome reference
Oh,
photos
Yeah.
and then put you in that, and that was really really
Oh,
cool.
this is a
Absolutely.
big state change.
Oh, yeah, they
mission
got
where
the-
the Chimera. Now that we've destroyed the drones,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Chimera
no.
know where this place is, and oh god, it's time to run away.
Yeah, so it's time to run away. This is that one of my favorite experiences in games was playing Half-Life 1, where you're spending all this time waiting for the soldiers to come in, and then they can finally come in, and you realize they're basically cleaning house and exterminating
Your,
it.
Right.
in your house.
Yeah, it's your house,
Wow.
and you're. This has that feeling, where it's a good game
Mhm.
changer. It's a great experience.
Yeah, that's right. And the humans are kind of out of nowhere, right?
Yeah,
Have
Yeah.
we fought other humans in the Resistance
No.
series?
not outside of multiplayer. No.
No, this is the first time, and we even invented like the whole Cloven to give you a reason to fight humans in the first one.
No. We did not
we
argue
get
over
paid
pants
off?
or no pants on humans. Pants always had. or
Yeah,
humans
they
had
always
pants.
wear pants. Yeah.
What?
We talked about it in the early Chimeran days. Remember how
Oh, the
Pants or no
pants,
pants.
thing,
Pants.
the pants thing, yeah.
Pants or no
I remember
pants.
that.
we spent entirely too long fighting that battle.
Where am I going?
I wish the designer would have PO'd.
Get to the cafeteria. We were close.
You've been disconnected.
From the access point. What does that mean?
I don't know, actually.
That's
weird. That is a really weird error message.
Hello, computer.
I was going to say Ground Pound, Missily, Big Keck 85, Dopulo, Claire 2001,
Wow.
Raffalo 15, The Bard Knight, and Weston 182. Thank you all for the follows. We're here. This is Insomniac Live, and we're playing Resistance 3 with the creative director of Resistance 3, Marcus Smith, and one of our designers on Resistance 3 is now a senior designer on Spider-Man, Brian Mathison, is here today.
Howdy.
And let's see, what else? What other questions we got in the chat? Kyle Gendlike says, what do you guys think of Battle Royale trend in games? Well, is it a trend? There's two.
Well, to be fair, PlayerUnknown had already done H1Z1, and so they've been around.
Yeah, but they're now super hot.
They're super hot, but
Fortnite's big.
Yeah,
PUBG's big.
Yeah. PUBG is super fun. I'm not gonna get into Fortnite.
Oh, Fortnite.
You saw Fortnite has a groovy trend now, right?
I'm not gonna go.
Oh God. Oh, maybe this was a bad idea.
Have we talked enough about Ray Gutierrez though? Because if he's online,
I don't know if he's still in there.
He's probably not. My love for Ray goes very deep. He's a good dude.
I feel like I'm walking into
In
a
fact,
conversation.
Ray Gutierrez. Well, do you remember we did a lot of making of videos and stuff for Resistance 3? Ray was the cinematographer who did those, and they looked fantastic.
Oh,
it was great. It was good fun.
Guys, most anticipated game of 2018, asks Ricky Jedi.
So I can't say Spider-Man, right?
Well, you can, but
Or
then you
should
have
we?
to give another one too if
Yeah,
you're going to say
right.
Spider-Man.
Oh, look, he's in the wall. Look at him.
Hey, look at him. He's there.
Red Dead. You know. What
Yeah,
else could it be, right?
is it still 18?
Yeah, Red Dead.
Okay.
Red Dead.
and Fallout 5 are my big ones.
Oh,
There's no way
Fallout
Fallout
5.
5 is
Fallout
coming out
5.
this
That's the
year.
first I've heard of
This
that.
year?
There's no way. They haven't even announced the Fallout 5.
Are you
Fallout.
on drugs?
I'm sorry, Far Cry.
Oh.
I was like,
Holy cow. I'm like, wait, we're all talking
everyone on the
crazy
chat's like,
talk.
what is Marcus? No,
not
what?
Fallout. No. Far Cry. I love the theme of like Middle America religious groups, whatever, and it scratches my particular OCD. Those Far Cry games.
Oh, geez.
I would say, I think Red Dead, I think God of War would be up there for me too. Those
Oh
probably
yeah,
two,
God of War.
Red Dead.
two big ones.
Oh, God of War. That's right.
Yeah, those are
Shout
super
out
big
to
ones
Daniel
for me.
Bang. What up, Daniel Bang?
It is
Those
weird.
bands working?
Like
He is doing some contract.
Oh, that's
design
great.
with them.
Okay. Awesome.
the Switch was so big for me last year with Mario and Zelda, but there's nothing like major on the Switch. That I guess maybe if Metroid makes it out this year, like I don't know if there's anything. That's,
I mean,
that went very
I
well.
recently, some kid in my neighborhood was talking about how he's not going to get the Switch because he's been burned by Nintendo. He's like 10. I don't know. He's just
How
hearing,
is he burned?
He's just hearing these things, right? And I was like, it doesn't matter because Zelda is good enough to justify owning a Switch.
100%.
Yeah,
That's
100%
all you need.
Between Zelda and Mario, if you just
Yeah.
paid $320 or
Yeah.
$420 to buy a Switch in those two games, and then add tax, $470,
Totally.
you will probably
God.
get
Oh, you're on
Jesus.
fire. Brian's on fire in real life and the
You
game.
better find some help. You probably get like 200 hours of entertainment out of that, which is like $2 an hour, and that's worth it at that point. That's not even counting other good stuff because there's stuff like I played on my vacation. I played SteamWorld Dig 2, which was awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a window there.
Highly recommend if you have a Switch. It's really
What
great.
about Mario and the Raging Rabbits?
Oh,
or
that
whatever?
game's terrific too.
Yeah.
Love that game as well. It's XCOM.
Ooh,
Okay.
ouch.
That's
Very, very fun.
We really went overboard with this. Whoa,
Ay,
Bloodfest.
guy.
Flavin. I love how, like,
Kate,
upright these
Kate,
guys.
Oh, geez.
Oh no!
You're on fire again. Can't you shake the controller to get that?
Is that R3 as well, or is that just R1?
I feel like making something up. You just yell at the controller.
No, it's R1.
Controller, stop.
R1
No, it
you would
was.
shake.
You would shake
off
it. Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. You also had that you tilted.
I just
it,
don't
you
know
got
if
a
we
mouse.
ever like kept that around, or we were like, well, let's never do that again.
Yeah, I think we got rid. I think we
had
got rid
to
of
do
that.
some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forced.
Can you please live stream Bulletstorm? I don't know.
Why?
Maybe people care. I guess you do.
Yeah. So obviously
yeah, I
somebody
mean, like-
does.
Maybe
This
we
weirdo
should.
does.
I mean, he said it's a criminally underrated game. Maybe we should live stream Fuse.
Oh, if we're talking about underrated games.
Yeah.
Let's stream it for other reasons.
Again, I remember all the reviews coming out saying basically, if you play this game with 3 other friends, it's really fun because it was made as a 4-person co-op experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how could that go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Left 4 Dead was really fun, but if you
Yeah,
had
I
a
go
single
through
player
it.
version, it
No,
probably wouldn't be as
Jesus.
fun.
You know, the lack of health is really.
Blame Brian.
Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be a.
Oh,
God.
the door's opening!
Champion!
Jump in the pit! Jump in the pit!
Oh
Yeah,
God, the
yeah,
pit.
pit's
I remember the
jumping.
pit.
Yeah, go through the
now.
pit.
I seriously don't remember like any of this.
No, this is great. You're going
That's
to be
what
in
makes
the
it even
underground. Oh God, this is terrible. This is a.
You-
You were supposed to have this sense of dread.
Code of
Going
Comics
in the
wants
pit.
us to play Ultimate Alliance.
Okay.
With
Sledgehammer.
4 players, maybe.
What if we play Resistance 3? Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah. Or, you know.
why don't you go to those other developers?
We'll get there.
to
There's
play
so many.
their
We're gonna play
games?
some of the Spider-Man
Don't
games
you
this
want some
year.
insider
Old
information
Spider-Man
or
games would be good.
Super Mario Odyssey is fun. Yeah, you're right.
Thanks.
Yep.
Someone was mentioning the set resale value of Nintendo games, which is also a good thing. Because
Well,
they never put their
just
games
talk
on
about
sale. So.
Anything on these streams, don't they?
Yep,
They
yep.
just-
They talk about all of it. We talk about it all.
Ooh, gooey stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Code of Comics, I don't know. Maybe we'll play Ultimate Alliance at some point. We'll see if people are excited about playing that here. Well, that's the main thing. We generally try to play either our games or games people here are excited about.
Oh, that's the thing too. Is every time we play this, people think it means that we're making like a remaster or a new one or something.
Yeah, but apparently everybody wants to talk about.
Well, because we've already
Other
shut
crap.
them down. They're like,
Oh,
well,
okay.
we've.
This is all they want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
People want to talk about all sorts of weird stuff.
About like,
No, exactly.
why did you design it this way, you idiot? Like that's what I want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. Why a ladder? Ladders aren't fun.
Oh, so we could show off this little
Crawler.
leech.
Advanced leaper.
That is an earwig.
Mm-hmm. Also known as an earwig. Okay, so this is a platforming section because somebody said, you know, it's fun in first-person shooters, platforming sections.
It can be. Get out of here, you jerks.
Remaster Resistance says, Corey, tell me you're playing Resistance 4 when it drops. Because he's always trying to trick us into saying
Oh,
we're
right.
making
Oh,
Resistance
yeah.
4 remastering Resistance, even though we're not doing either of those things.
Corey's
So
like that. Corey's
we
like
could
that.
never be tricked.
We are
But
making Resistance 4. But
Oh, you fell into the thing and now you're screwed. And
but
it
it's
wasn't so
like
bad.
it's
It wasn't
Xbox
so bad.
only. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Oh, too soon. Too soon.
Just
Oh,
kidding.
Brian,
Do
don't.
they know that there's not actually
Help.
a person here
Can't
named
get
Corey? That's an anagram for
Yeah,
something
Corey. No, they saw
computerized?
Corey. Corey was here because Brian Algar got sucked into a
These
meeting.
weird little things.
Oh, that's
And so
awesome.
we had no one on.
Yeah, but that was
Monday.
the actor that we play. We
Use
Corey
for
is
Corey.
a
Corey's
Corey's an acronym.
Yeah, fortunately he's on a
computer.
veil every day just
Okay.
in case.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. We've moved
We're
on.
we're in a weird headspace.
All right, you're gonna get killed.
Oh.
These guys are everywhere.
Am I? Ooh, gross.
Back to Smash.
Hey,
and
how about
grabs.
that ragdoll, huh? Is
All
that
right,
the?
never-
Did we use Havoc on this, or are we still using our proprietary physics? I don't remember.
The Eric Christensen
Eric
special.
Christensen, yeah.
Oh, more gross floppy things. I thought that they just kind of burst.
The burst bubble.
Oh,
They do after you walk past.
Gaga. Look at that color palette. It looks
Look
like
at the water.
it's
The
3D.
water looks great.
It's green and red. Put on your anaglyph glasses now, kids.
That's some really good PS3 water, I gotta tell you.
That was Mike Day special.
Oh shit.
Ground Pound, I just said there's nothing being worked on right now. It's not to say that neither of those things could
Oh,
ever
God.
don't have to
happen.
knock
Oh,
these
God.
It just means that there's no remaster of Resistance or new Resistance that is occurring. We're working on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If
Did
Sony wanted to remaster,
They
knock
hit,
them back.
Like knock them back,
Yeah,
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 so you
yeah.
can
Okay.
kind of lob them like grenades.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason not to shoot, right?
That's true.
You're like, hey, reminder.
You're not sneaking up on anybody here.
Yeah, but the sledgehammer is a nice little.
Yeah.
Takes care of.
It
guys
takes
in
care
melee
of
range.
business.
Takes
The
care
real
of business.
the real LSM says this game is so gorgeous. I love the graphics in R3. Also,
Boom.
one of only 2 games I know with a character
Oh,
named
God.
called Ellis, like me.
Oh, Ellis. Good.
That's why we made it.
Yeah. That's
That
exactly
was the
it.
Genesis.
Hey, there was a real question about the game.
What I miss? Oh,
Explain
Kyle
the process
gives
that goes into designing
levels
levels.
like Kyle
Ooh,
Gendike
oh.
says, can you explain the process of designing levels
What
like
the hell is
this?
that?
All right, so normally in this one, it was a linear story. So what we supplied, we being creative director, game director, and writer, is Brian knew roughly where it was in the macro.
Mhm.
So he knew roughly what weapons were being introduced, what enemies were being introduced, and what the rough storyline was. Sort of.
Yeah.
And then you basically go. I'm going to over elaborate
Sure.
or under elaborate.
Under elaborate.
And
Under
go.
elaborate away. Me go? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, with this one, because I was a junior on this guy and Joel's my senior, I think we started out with like just a basic beat map of all the things that need to happen in the mission. Oh, fuck,
This is
I
a
remember
really,
this.
yeah, this is a harsh one.
Oh, God. It's very hard to concentrate and also think about design.
Yeah, I feel like this answer should be like given more thought, but maybe James should
Give me the control. Pause and give me the controller. I'll play so you can talk if you want.
Pause.
Oh,
Oh.
oh. Fine.
So I think we had, like, kind of high level, some of the sort of experiences we wanted to have.
Yeah.
We wanted to have drop you back to no weapons kind of a thing, a restart, make you feel like on the experiential side very weak or very kind of the underdog here, and really boost these guys up to be worse than the Chimera. Not necessarily because they're stronger or anything, just because
They're people.
they're jerkier.
Yeah. I mean, it's a classic zombie story, right?
Yeah.
It's not the zombies you need to worry about, it's
Yeah.
other people.
It's society, man.
Yeah, man. Brah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think there were some of the main really big things that people glommed onto where they like the sewer, the idea of going into like this sunken area, so you're in the pit in the bowels of this place.
Yeah.
I think behind the walls was also kind of a nice thing that people liked.
Mm-hmm.
And on the story side, I'm not quite sure when the whole drones would keep this place safe and take out the drones, but
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It's not
Sure.
that important, right? It's just sort of a MacGuffin of like this place exists, and then the Chimera.
It was a
landed.
change in beats. Like we wanted to make
you,
change.
yeah, you gotta unlock all this stuff by doing stuff. I know, brilliant design.
Were there? I don't remember. Most designs tend to be too big first and get pulled back. Did you have a lot of places in here you remember having to cut or trim?
Oh, it's been so long.
Yeah.
I can't remember anything major. There might have been like one more cell block, and then when
Right.
everything finally got together, we were like, "Holy crap! I'm tired of this." But I
Yeah.
think we got a lot of nice little variety in here.
Yeah.
Like you have the mutator, which I'm not sure if we even started out with that in mind.
Right.
I'm not sure when that.
Yeah. A lot of times
You gotta,
it's muddy.
Did I miss him?
Yeah, shoot those little
Oh.
glowy
The
things.
exploding
Not
guys.
those
No.
things.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure at some point the message will come up, probably.
They probably actually said it. I just was.
A good boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
But we had a little bit of the platforming and the stuck in the labyrinth kind of thing with with underground stuff. We had a fair amount of stealth, which was.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Motherforker.
Stealth was you get to start out each cell block in stealth and give you a lot of opportunities to see these guys being jerks and talking about how jerky they are. You can do it. It's such a small gap too, and you're just like, it's good.
Well, it was like trying makes it worse.
Just
If you just walked
hold
across
square
it,
to
it
open
would-
that
yeah,
door.
hold it.
That could have been messaged a lot better. Whoa!
So one of the
Oh,
things,
what?
and then the other thing is designers will gray box. So they'll build the space and then you can play it, but it's just forms, real rough forms, and see if it's fun.
And I think I'm probably one of the designers who's more guilty of using real assets from time to time. I'll be like, even if it's just one little area, I'll be like, this is how this could look, or this will give you some inspiration of how to build these spaces.
Also, Brian is one of our better narrative designers, which is to say he thinks very story. Listen, I'm not here for your benefit. Sunset Overdrive was made tremendously better because of Brian's input. Things
true.
like the hot dog factory and
I didn't do the hot dog factory.
yeah, you did. But anyways,
Well, I did the interior of the hot dog factory before we decided.
many
No
versions
interiors.
of it. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think that educated a lot, even though that's like a lot of people go, okay.
like, you're a good designer because we cut everything. that
No,
you said.
you're a
It
good
shows us
designer
what
because
not
you
to do.
figured out what was important and not important. How about that?
No. I think what I like to do is I like to focus on some ideas that just sound surprising and interesting and creative and weird.
Like Brandon Winfrey is the best.
Brandon Winfrey. Well, Sunset Overdrive DLC was great because nobody was paying any attention. At that point, it was clear that we were not going to beat Call of Duty or whoever was around that year. And Microsoft was kind of like, all right, let's.
Yeah. Go, let your freak
done.
flag fly.
Yeah, and people were, on vacation, and so I just got to do whatever I wanted. And I did the Brandon Winfrey boss.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that when we think about it.
And so I think we started out with, like, we've got this swarmy nano particle thing, and it would chase you around and kind of be a vampire. And you had to bounce on these things and shock it into solidity and fight it. And at the end, it would turn into something. And that started out with, like, it's fizzy or it's mini fizzies or something like that.
Right.
But it's like, we really kind of done this before. So I thought, what characters do we have? Because Fizzy was kind of the only character in
Well, and again, you were the one who brought Fizzy out as the major,
yeah,
as the
I
boss.
did the
and
Fizzy boss.
Fizzy boss was the one that really dictated.
But there's a lot of people like Eric Meyer,
Yeah.
great Fizzy quests.
Totally.
And when I first heard him, I was like, well, he sounds like that? That is hilarious. That is awesome.
But yeah,
so I was saying something.
Oh yeah, you were saying something about stuff.
Yeah, I was saying something about stuff.
Night, ground pound. Keep going. You're good.
Ground pound.
What are we doing now?
Somebody was saying goodbye. He was going to bed.
Oh,
Why are you going to
good night,
bed?
ground pound. Go
I
pound
don't
some
know.
bed.
We're almost
Go be
done.
bed pound. But in that, going back to the Brandon Winfrey boss, for example, I was like, well, what characters do we have in this game where we could make a boss out of them? And it was Brandon Winfrey, and I think he was the only other personality in the entire game.
Yeah.
And it felt very nicely if either you loved Brandon Winfrey and wanted to see more of him,
Yeah.
or you hated Brandon Winfrey and wanted to
couldn't
shoot him
wait
in the
to kill
face.
him.
Yeah.
And he was a super cool dude, and I went to him and I'm like, I want you to be the final boss of this DLC. And he was like, awesome, and he obviously threw himself into the role.
Yeah.
But the idea was this nanoparticle stuff would go in and corrupt him. And take him over, and he would become Brandimus Prime. I think is what I called him internally.
That's great.
Oh, QTs!
So the whole reason that Brandon had to pay dues to an actors union is your fault.
Wasn't he in our?
Yeah, but he was
That's
streamed in. There was some like weird.
Oh, some
rule.
kind of loophole.
There was some loophole. Yeah.
Kill him! Kill him!
Then he became an actual
Become
performer.
the father.
Do you remember when Elliot Malin did Mick Cutler's head? Like.
Oh
getting
god, this
destroyed?
is the best thing.
Oh.
This is so good. I forgot about this till
Yeah.
just now.
So you're given the choice. Yeah.
Oh,
choice.
oh!
Player
have to choose.
choice.
Watch
Yeah.
this shit! Boom!
No, nothing.
Other button.
Other button. Oh, disgusting. It was good. It was fine. You did great.
Well,
That was, I
was
remember doing
well-intentioned.
a project update where I included that animation of his head and the slapping and all that stuff, and it didn't go over as well as I thought it would.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
Yeah, because like you shoot the bullet in
and
his
now
head. and
you
it can
have
detonate
become
the
as
bullet.
bad as the wardens, right? Now
That's
Yeah.
right. You are now as bad as the word.
You have had to cross the threshold. Of
I really don't feel like that's bad when you're fighting for yourself, but I
Sure.
get the whole kind of Walking Dead. Rick is just as bad as the bad guys are.
Sure.
Well, you gotta get.
Uh-oh, here they come. Everybody out.
No, you're not as bad as them, but you got your hands dirty. That's the
Yeah,
idea.
right.
there's only way out was to stoop to their level
Yeah.
and wipe them out.
Take that, Pennsylvania.
Was it always planned to kill him with the Magnum, or was there other more gruesome ways? More gruesome than
Then like the
pulling
magnum
trigger.
bullet in
Yeah,
his
yeah.
head with the light shining out through him.
No.
Look at those pants.
I don't remember. I know we were planning on killing him. I think, and again, Elliot did that animation of the head pulling apart and all that stuff, but I don't remember
Gross.
the process by which we decided how to kill him.
Yeah, I remember it. The
was-
first time I ever saw it was the magnum.
There was planned a real boss fight there, and it
Right.
never worked out.
Not super
Like,
fun.
Because we gave him like a cloaking device.
Mm.
Oh, that's right.
So it was this crazy hillbilly prisoner with a cloaking device and a gun, and you would fight him as all the Chimera kind of pouring in. We're fighting the other guys and be a big spectacle, but
So we did the.
it just didn't all track together.
We did the
you know?
Indiana
It's like-
Jones style.
It was
He pulls out a
very
gun.
it was very difficult to make a boss fight with a normal human in the Resistance universe,
Yeah, that's true.
and it ended up being basically a QT. Sorry guys,
Well, all right.
sorry.
By the way, Corey, I
But
don't
it
know
looks
if
cool.
you remember the deal I made with Ted Price last time he was on. He said he talked to Sean Layden about PS or R4, so I take it there are no updates on that.
No, there's no
No.
updates on that.
All right, how long did it take you guys to make Resistance 3? It was a 3-year production, I think, but that was a small multiplayer, or sorry, a small pre-production team for year 1. Oh, look, this is when the call goes out. This was
is the
originally
key scene.
This is originally, he sends this out, and then like all of the people you've met kind of came and helped you.
But there was really only one person that you met.
Well, luckily only one person was paying attention. It was just the
Right.
remnants who helped you out.
In the end.
But I do like the scene. I think that Robin Atkins Down playing Capelli does a fabulous job in this scene in particular. It's like he leaves the mitten, and then when I saw Breaking Bad, when he leaves the watch or whatever at the phone thing, it's like that's the same thing. The mitten and the
We
watch.
did that.
Great
King
minds.
0595 says, I remember buying this game strictly so I could have the reversible cover. Never bought new games
Yeah.
before that.
That reversible cover.
Oh, the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, because we
Ollie
had the
Moss.
we did the Ollie Moss version that didn't have all the logos because
Yeah.
this game had a 3D logo and a Move logo and an ESRB logo and an Insomniac logo and a Sony logo and another Sony logo and another Sony logo.
Was this before or after Firewatch?
Before
This is
Firewatch.
way before Firewatch.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think of. He did the Firewatch one, right?
Ollie Moss.
Well, that's
did
his
did
company,
art.
too.
Yeah. Well,
He's-
he's not.
yeah.
No, he's not there
He's
anymore.
involved. Well, he was
involved,
then, right?
yes,
Like
yes, he worked on Firewatch.
Can't
he,
boast the same
he did. He did actual game art and stuff for
Yeah.
Firewatch.
the
Yeah.
color palettes are very.
It seemed
Ollie
like there
Moss.
was a definite kind of move on the marketing side into like that spread around a bit. Like we saw
Yeah.
more of these sort of it feels like a '70s kind of movie poster.
Yeah, and that was the thing when we were doing
Minimalist
marketing.
thing.
When we were talking marketing for Resistance, sure, I remember all the conversations we had where they, like, several people are pushing the things that work, which are usually the protagonist on the front doing something actiony. And
Get hail there.
we made this argument that we wanted to do something very different and iconic and stark.
Stand
And
out
that
on
when
the
you
shelves.
saw, they would do these things, they were mock-ups of the games on the
Shelves,
shelves.
store, yeah.
And just the Resistance 3 Ollie Moss stark orange and white just popped out of everything else. I really like that.
Yeah.
That looked really
That was
cool.
great.
Speaking of reversible cover,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
have it
Reverse
right
it.
here. I even have it. If you want to see it. Oh yeah, see, look.
Yeah, so much
PS3
stuff.
on PlayStation Move compatible, Sony, PlayStation
Don't
Network.
show us. Show
3D.
them.
Okay, look. Here's the actual cover with 5
They're busy.
logos on the bottom and 3 different branding elements on the top, plus the
Jeff
game
Bezos'
branding. So
fault.
there's
Nice.
9 branding elements on that box. But we made this beautiful reversible version.
Jeff Bezos.
Actually, the original poster too. You always just saw the skull, but the original poster he sent us was the skull with a guy walking towards the skull down
Yeah.
at the bottom, and then
Yeah, that's
Grant
impressive.
made this cool thing. There was a couple other images they eventually made to go along with it for horizontal executions, which aren't nearly as good as what Ollie made.
Yeah.
But Grant made this cool version that you flip around and use those kind of as fake screenshots. So it actually uses the exact same text, but just makes it feel a little more classy. A little more Criterion
I
Collection.
remember talking to somebody about that logo, and they were like, "I don't get it. It's just a Chimeran skull." And I had to say, "No, look at the teeth." And they were like,
New York.
Oh,
my
shit!
God, my brain.
Well, that was the other problem too. These actually were once really identifiable as the Empire State and like the Chrysler Building, but
can't do the
no,
Chrysler
New York, and it's
you
like,
get
whoa.
you get sued. You gotta negotiate for the rights to like famous iconic buildings.
Whoops.
You know, which is
"Yeah, if it's part of the logo."
So I'm like, oh yeah.
Or even-
Make
actually, even
Spider-Man
up here.
in New York.
in
I think that if somebody could probably win in court.
but they just don't want to
Don't
pay
wanna
to
go
go to
to
court.
court.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think fair use of New York and fair use of the skyline and buildings
Yeah.
is true. So we're gonna wrap the gameplay up there today. So we save New York for one final Resistance 3 stream. I do want to see if there's any other. Kyle Genlike said, "What do you guys think is a good development cycle for games that are meant to be a series?" I just think games in general. I think like now you need at least 3 years for any sort
Yeah.
of big AAA game. You
There
can't-
is a backside though. A 3-year development cycle. What we noticed is working on it, you start to get fatigued. Like I can't imagine doing a 4 or 5 year cycle.
Yeah,
what some
it'd just
games
be
are
the
doing
same
now.
game
Yeah,
forever.
that'd be really-
Yeah,
really boring.
three's long.
I think the more time you have, the more time you waste. Really, it's like
That's a good point. We do
we
tend
throw
to
away
do
so
bulk.
much stuff. Like
Yeah.
you'd be surprised at the amount of money and resources just get tossed in the bin. 'Cause
Yeah.
At some point, everything comes together. And
I mean, if
it
we had a
does-
3-year cycle on Sunset, the vast majority of that game was made in the last year.
Yep. And that's the interesting thing. Like a sequel to a game like that, you possibly could make in like slightly less
Sure.
than 3 years because you know what you're doing at that point.
Yeah.
You can tighten it up. But if you have 3 years to make a sequel, then you really can cook with some gas at that point.
Well, let's see what Red Dead 2 has to offer.
Yep, they've had it a long time. Let's see.
Microtransactions.
Northern Star Dragon, thanks for the pre-order of the Ratchet & Clank art book. I have Beast Blood. You guys have to pay to put famous buildings in Spider-Man. I don't know exactly, but I'm sure there's probably some licensing fees for some
How much
buildings.
for that gun up there?
Oh, how much? For a gun?
That's the only replica
It's a one of a
marksman we
kind.
have. Oh, that's actually, yeah, that's the marksman. There's a bullseye in the lobby too.
That was the prop from the live action trailer
Yep.
that Brian was referring to.
Yep. And
Google it. YouTube it.
Yeah.
Kingslayer.
Isn't that-
I know it has been asked. We ever see Resistance remake remaster? You never know, but we aren't making one right now. If Sony wants to remaster them though for PS4 at some point, that'd be cool. I would
Thanks.
love that. Few shout outs: Vector 21 2017, King 0595, Hellfire V1, AD 335, Buckeye Man 88,
I don't know.
and MD Bat. Thank you all for the follows today. We have another great show coming up on Friday. Friday we're playing in this week, first week back this year, where you're all Insomniac games. Friday we'll be playing the original Insomniac game.
That's right.
Ted and Brian will be here to play Disruptor.
Ooh.
That's
So
gonna be crazy.
that's going to be a lot of fun. If you've never seen
cringy.
Disruptor played, if you've never watched Disruptor on the stream, you definitely should come and check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's our Friday show, 2 p.m. Pacific. And then next week, I don't even know what we're going to stream. We'll figure that out in the next day or so, and we'll let you know on Friday what's coming next week. So definitely click that follow button if you haven't.
Which Brian?
Hastings.
That would be great. You should have, like, I have 19 Brians here.
Oh, yeah, we do have a lot of Brians. A lot of Brians have to go by their last name. Like, so B Math is immediately, you know, it's
Yep.
Brian Mathison. I usually just refer to Intihar as Intihar.
Okay, sure.
Brian Hastings is BDH.
DDH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, there's several that have their own
Yeah.
acronyms.
Brian Horton?
He doesn't have one yet, but
He's
it's probably
Horton.
just going to be Horton.
Oh, he's just Horton?
He's
Okay.
just Horton.
B-
Yeah,
I
Brian
used to-
Horton just joined.
B. Bernal is not around, but I called him B. Bernal.
And then, of course, you have Ryans, and sometimes that gets a little confusing, too, because there's Ryan Schneider,
Or
Ryan
Ryan
Smith.
S. and Ryan S.
Yeah, 2 Ryan S's. That's just terrible. And Smith isn't something you can identify anyone by. Hey, Smith, or
No.
Marcus, or
Just
Ryan.
post, do you guys like hearing this kind of dialogue?
Yeah, this is great, huh?
No, nobody likes
The
it.
other thing is the coffee tastes bitter today.
Do you guys like hearing your own names read very awkwardly out from the thing? I'm
Yeah.
curious about
I'm pretty
that.
sure that
People
Vector
love shout-outs,
16,
man.
37,
Yeah.
47, King Johnny.
You want to try it? You want to try
Sacco.
reading the latest follower?
Can't wait for Spider-Man.
No, it's on the right side.
Oh, the people who
Yeah, the
joined.
people who just joined. You want to read the
The
far right?
Benz, good
The
one.
Benz.
The
Yep.
Benz, great one.
And
There
do
you go.
MD
bats.
Bat, yeah, it's all right. But like Buckeye Man 88, you don't need the 88. Buckeye Man. What up?
He might have needed the 88.
He
There's
needed
probably
the
a lot
88.
of
I'm sure he
Buckeye
did,
Mans out
exactly.
there. And where he was
I'm
born in
talking to
88.
you.
And he's proud.
87.
Buckeye Man, are you excited to turn 30 this year? That's all I have to say.
One.
What's your
It's
roles
like-
on Spider-Man? What's your roles on Spider-Man? What's your roles on Spider-Man?
I am a designer, designing missions
It's good.
and getting my fingers into narrative stuff.
Perfect.
And I have worked on stuff that is Miles related. I can say that. It's
Okay.
in the trailer.
That's great. Yeah. Huh, interesting.
Mhm.
I'm not on it.
Yeah. He's
And
nothing to do with it.
Impalatame, thank you for the latest follow. So that'll do it. Guys, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate
problem.
it. Thank
Good
you all for
times.
watching out there. We'll see you back on Friday at 2
Internets.
p.m. Pacific.
We love you.
Bye.